Okay, so a lot of people are complaining that there are no more good jobs or clients on Upwork, but a lot of it comes down to that these people don't know where to look or how to filter the jobs when they search for them. So for example, I'm a copywriter. I can just go up here in the search bar and type in copywriting, and then I'll see that there are something like 10,000 jobs to choose from. But a lot of these jobs will suck and they won't be relevant. So obviously we need to filter a lot of these jobs out. You can see here you can filter for category, entry level, expert, hourly rate, fixed price, number of proposals, client info, client history, and location, how long the project is, and so on and so forth. But you can also go into advanced search here, and then you can filter out certain words or make sure that it only includes certain keywords. So you can play around with this, but I can just show you a few of the saved searches that I've made, because if we go back to my page here, you can see in my feed I have a bunch of different searches lined up. So let's have a look at one of them. This is my search for email clients. And what you can see here is the categories here at the top. Obviously, I'm in writing, so I've picked sales and marketing copywriting and content writing and professional and business writing. I've only picked intermediate and expert, and then I've left out hourly and fixed price because most often clients don't actually know what a project should cost. So I've had good clients put a placeholder of the minimum of $5, but it actually turned out to be thousands of dollars worth. So I think it's good to leave this blank because you don't want to filter out potential customers like that. Now, some people also say that you should filter for the number of proposals, because if it has 50 or more proposals, then there's no chance that your proposal is going to get viewed, and it's just a waste of connects to apply for that job. Now, I am also a client on Upwork. I've spent over $50,000 hiring other freelancers, and I know that I take my work very seriously, so I want to find the best candidate for those positions. So I've received up to 65 applicants for a job. I will go through every single application. I might not click on their proposal or their profile, but I will at least skim the first few lines of it. So I'm not put off as a freelancer by the fact that there are 50 people applying for it, because I know a lot of those people will not be good competition for the job. Of course, it's better to be in early, so if you can apply to a job that only has 5 proposals in, all the better. But I would leave this blank. If you're afraid of the competition, you can filter for these, but I don't. Then we get into this client info part here. I've clicked payment verified because I like to work with serious clients, and serious clients know that they'll have to pay someone at some point, so they will verify their payment. There's going to be a lot of people just posting jobs to get some applications, maybe to get some free advice, and they won't bother registering a payment method. I'm not interested in those people, and I don't think you should be either. Then we go down to client history. Now, of course, you could get clients that have never posted a job on Upwork before, and they might be completely legitimate, in which case I think you should leave this blank. But for me, I prefer clients who have at least a bit of experience with Upwork. So I've selected that they should have at least one hire and upwards, because then I know that they're familiar with the platform. I won't have to guide them through it, and then they also know what to expect. Now we get to the client location part, and this is where I get really picky. I've narrowed it down to only in English-speaking countries and Northern and Western Europe, because those countries tend to have more money to work with, and I want to charge as much money as possible. As you can see, I've picked Australia, New Zealand, North America, Western Europe, Northern Europe, Canada. Then I've also included Saudi Arabia. I have some good clients from there. You can also pick some of the other Gulf countries like Qatar or Oman. They tend to have quite good budgets. And then we have the project length. Again, similar to the price, most clients don't actually know how long something is going to take. And it's very rare that you see someone hiring for something that's going to take 6 months. They usually don't really know what the scope is. Same thing with hours per week. Very few clients will know how long it'll take you to do a particular piece. So for example, an email could take anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours to write, for example. So they don't really know that. Same thing with the contract to hire roles. Yes, their intention might be to hire someone on a long-term basis, but you don't really know if they will or not. It depends how well their relationship goes with the trial task. So I would just leave this blank as well. So that's quite straightforward. You can see what the filters I've used here are, but it doesn't stop there. And that's where the advanced search comes in. So you can see here, because I want to create a search purely for emails and newsletters, I've included those 2 words in this box here because I want any of these words to be included in the job description. And then the more important part, I want none of these words included in the job description for for example, technical, YouTube, paper, book, romance, novel, business plan, resume, CV, brochure, all this jazz, because that's not relevant to what I do. So for example, I never have been hired for a fashion or a beauty job. A lot of those are posted, but I'm not fit for those roles and I have no interest in those roles. So that's why I don't want to see those jobs in my feed. As you can see, we had before almost 10,000 jobs to choose from. I've now narrowed it down to something like 100 jobs. So now we have a much more focused search and we can go through all these jobs to see which ones individually might be relevant to our search. So if I go back here to my front page on Upwork, I can then select, okay, do I want to apply for some web copy jobs today, some landing pages, some emails, some LinkedIn related jobs, or do I just want to take all these saved searches and see what everyone's got here? What I'll then do is, of course, like everyone else, just scroll through the available jobs and then I'll open the ones that look interesting to me in a new tab and then just keep scrolling until I've shortlisted the ones that I would like to have a closer look at. Once you pass the 24-hour mark, typically the client has either lost interest in their job post or they've already hired someone, so it's usually not worth looking at because then you're going to be late to the party. As you can see, there's 14 jobs I decided to take a closer look at, but there are still some jobs I want to also get as part of my shortlist, and this is here under this tab called Best Matches. Now this is based on, I don't know, your work history or whatever else that the algorithm has picked up on that you're good at or interested in. I haven't really figured it out, but I have found some things there that don't necessarily show up in my all searches search here, so I would suggest you do the same thing. Like for example here, the top one, expert copywriter needed for high converting product landing page, that didn't show up in the previous search, so I'm going to add that to my shortlist. I never save jobs because then you're never going to get around to it, so as soon as I do these searches, I just open up the jobs in a new tab and then I can quickly shuffle through them to see if there's anything that piques my interest once I have a closer look at it.